Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we're here for another review in the series 30 More Reviews in 30 Days. Today we are talking about Oh, William by Elizabeth Strout. Elizabeth Strout's name is instantly recognizable. She wrote Olive Kitteridge. She won the Pulitzer Prize for this novel. She followed this story up with Olive Again. She also wrote My Name is Lucy Barton, which is the story that Oh, William is a continuation of. But you don't need to have read that in order to read and enjoy this one, because she does bring you up to speed on who the characters are. So before I tell you about how much I loved this one, let me acknowledge that this copy was a complimentary copy from the publishers. Penguin Random House sends me a catalog each month with a listing of their new releases that I can choose from with a limit. And so I chose this one because, like I said, Elizabeth Strout's name is instantly recognizable to me, and I have read and enjoyed her books. So let's talk about Oh, William. This continues on a story of Lucy Barton, who is a young woman who came from very harsh beginnings. She grew up in a small home in a small town where her parents were very austere. Her siblings were forced to take sides against each other. So she grew up in a place where there wasn't much love, is what I'm saying. And it took a lot for her to remake herself. She won a scholarship to high school. No, she won a scholarship to college. And then she was able to take control of her own life and be able to have a family and not just survive because of her beginnings, but to thrive through it. And so we know that story from I Am Lucy Barton. We know about the complicated relationship that she had as she tried to maintain connection to her parents and her siblings. That doesn't necessarily figure too much into this story. It's just a little bit of a background. So in this one, we're meeting Lucy Barton. She's in her 60s, and William is her first husband. She's been married twice, and after her marriage ended with William, she married someone else, and he had just died at the time when this novel begins. And she and William have maintained a friendship throughout the years. William has also been remarried, and they have continued to be friends in a way that I guess you can be friends with someone that you've known for a really long time. Even when you have straddled other points of intimacy, your friendship is what moors you to each other. And so these two people who have gone on to have other significant relationships continue to know each other and to support each other and to push each other through these difficult points in their lives. And so here, Lucy Barton describes some of the intimacies that she has with William as she learns more about him, as she learns more about herself, as they both learn more about their origins and how those things have influenced who they are now. Elizabeth Strout, the author, and Lucy Barton, the novelist, because the main character, Lucy, is a novelist as well, they both write about navel gazing in a way that is the most beautiful experience that you could imagine. Because it's not just looking at your own navel, sometimes it's looking at other people's navels. So in this one, Lucy Barton is examining William. She's learning more about some of his choices as she is discovering things about him, even though she's known him for over 40 years. She's learning more things about him even as these revelations are being uncovered about their families and so on. And she goes through her thoughts as she processes these revelations, as she processes these epiphanies that she's having. She allows you into her space, into the fact finding and the discovery, by giving you just enough to ponder her situation, but also your own. So I love how Elizabeth Strout writes about relationships, the relationship that you have with yourself as you evolve, as you grow into a new person, but also the relationships that are possible with other people, a husband, an ex, your children, people from other spaces in your life, and how little things that they say reveal who they are to you, but that revelation might not come immediately. It might come over some process, over some period. This is beautiful writing. How else do I say this? This is beautiful. Like, one of the things that I love about this author, Elizabeth Strout herself, is a mature woman, and she writes about mature characters. She writes about this knowledge of self that I think only comes as you grow into yourself. Some of the thoughts that she processes here are not thoughts that I necessarily had as a young person in my teens or 20s, but as I have grown older and wiser and just learn more about how people become who they are, some of the things that we've had to just experience and not dwell on them. But sometimes they are thoughts that come to us in the quiet of our nights, and how they affect us. And so some of the things that she talks about in this book are things like night terrors and visions, premonitions, and memories, and looking at a memory with a perspective that you have gained now, being some time and some space removed from the situation. So, oh man, how do I recommend this highly? How can I recommend this highly enough? I don't know that I can. The tulips on the front, the picture on the front, are from tulips, white tulips that Lucy Barton says are her favorite flower, and they come up in the novel in a few different ways. And it's interesting to see how she uses objects to mark spaces and mark times, but she also gives them this weight that allows us to see how people transfer things about themselves onto objects. There is so much richness in this novel that I want you to read it as well. So, Oh, William is Elizabeth Strout's newest release. You may be familiar with her name. You may be familiar with her writing. You may have read one of her other novels. She's won several awards. Yeah, this one, Olive Kitteridge, won the Pulitzer, and Anything is Possible won the Story Prize, and she's won lots of awards, so you may be familiar. And if you're not, then check out this book. Oh, William. Oh, William is how I imagine her saying it. Elizabeth Strout's Oh, William. That's my review for today. And so, yeah. Oh, William is my novel for today, and I just finished reading it, and I want you to go out and read it too, so check it out. Thank you so much for watching this video. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. We'll be back soon for another video in this series. I've been reading a ton, lots of reviews coming up soon, and would love to chat with you in the comments. If you've read anything by if you've read anything by Elizabeth Strout, I tend to think of Olive Kitteridge and Lucy Barton being Elizabeth Strout, but that might be very unfair. Let me know in the comments down below if you've read anything by Elizabeth Strout. If you love her series as much as I do, then yeah. So let's chat down there, and until next time, happy reading. Bye.